All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of SMURF Detective. And our potential culprit up here in the top right, representing Validity Gaming, this is Simply Yellow. And the player who's called this one in down here in the bottom left is Betastar. Now, Betastar's emailed and said, "Greetings as a lowly silver player. After over 1,200 career games, I don't know much, but I matched with this player on the ladder. However, his macro and reaction times are way too quick. He does make some silly mistakes, like attacking into tank lines, building over 100 SCVs, and just F2ing his bio ball from one side of the map to the other. But I do think he's higher than he claims to be. Make him famous." Well, you know what? Over 100 workers, too good macro for his league, giant bio ball, A-moving back and forth. Sounds like we may have somebody doing Vibes Bronze to GM here, and who knows, maybe they have been improving very quickly, but we'll have to see exactly how it plays out. Betastar is going to be opening up with a really derpy proxy barracks. Moves your STVs to where they want to build the barracks. Why are the STVs? Oh, he's waiting till he has the money. They tell you to build it. It has to walk an extra like 7 seconds before it can actually start building the barracks. We're Silver 2. And in fact, Betastar also linked me a screenshot of Simply Yellow's profile, which showed Simply Yellow as 1800 MMR Bronze 1. Which is incredibly low. That is Bronze 1? Bronze, that is the bottom league. There are not many people in Bronze. It is a tiny fraction of the playing percentage. As obviously if people keep playing, they tend to relatively quickly make it to Silver League once they've played 20 or 50 or 100 games, however many it might be. Different for everybody, of course, depending on their RTS experience. So looking at Simply Yellow, we've got 90 average of APM, which is pretty high compared to the 23 of Betastar, which seems a little bit more silverish. You can see the way Betastar just kind of was like, yeah, just queue about, build a barracks, yeah, build a barracks, yeah, build a barracks. Now, this is a blind expand, and that command center is 1 square lower than it's meant to be, so already some mistakes stacking up. But, I mean, that's a gold or a platinum mistake as well, right? It doesn't have to be a Silver League player. The wall off is a solid wall. Mules are not dropping yet. Hasn't put guys on gas yet either. So is building a second barracks. Has not looked at the scout even once. Okay, let's go to Simply Yellow's camera here. Center scout, didn't pay attention to it. Is up against a 1-base opponent. No reaction yet. It's building an engineering. Oh, 2 racks eBay. I mean, that's a very Silver League build order. To be getting an eBay that early. That being said, there is a command center and a second barracks first. So the opening, honestly, way better than Bronze. Normally in Bronze, it doesn't even look vaguely like a normal opening. Now, looks at the SCV, sees 3 deeper wall off, knows that means there's a cheese coming and a bunker goes down. I gotta tell you, if this was someone like, this guy doesn't belong in Gold League, I'd be like, no, this is like, there's 5 workers on gas right now, and they're rallying into it. This is pretty derpy play from Simply Yellow. Knows there's a rush coming, doesn't pull the Marines back to the high ground, loses everything on the low ground, but quickly builds more bunkers on the high ground. Builds that Marine back, lowers the depot and grabs that. I mean, this is fast mechanics. Then raises the depot, builds another bunker, is changing the rally points on the barracks. These aren't clean mechanics. I can see that things are being clicked really inefficiently, but clearly Simply Yellow is doing a bit more than I'd expect in terms of speed. I mean, there's no freezing up here under the pressure. It's building Marines. It's going to build a backup bunker. Okay, yes, the wall-off's going down, but those Marines are coming out. Oh, no more Marines. Okay, the SCV's just got attack moved. The Marines got pulled back, and now they got attack moved as well. I mean, orders are being issued very quickly for Bronze. Is dropping mules in the middle of a fight? I mean, this feels like it should just be game over. It's even in Silver, but definitely if it was a Bronze 1 player. And in the bottom level of Silver, is scrolling back to the main base. Okay, pulls the SCVs back a bit too early. I mean, it's still so sloppy, the play, but it's a bit cleaner than it should be in Bronze League, I think. Unless they've just started watching Vibes Bronze to GM and the MMR hasn't caught up yet, right? Because
Command center upgrade.
You can imagine it's someone who's like, for the first time saying, they've got his voice in their head going, keep building things, ignore them, keep building things, stop staring at the fight, but he just pulled a weak Marine back. Whoa. Oh my God, if I'm not seeing a friggin' a bloody murder weapon. That right there. Look at this. The Marines pop out, unloads the bunker, A moves them all, pulls back the weak one. I am sorry. Nuh-uh. That ain't happening in Bronze League. No way. If it was that and there was no macro happening, yes, but dropping mules and queuing SCV. Okay, queuing SCVs after the fight, but dropping mules during the fight? Like, come on. Simply Yellow. This does not belong in Bronze League. This is not great play from Simply Yellow, but this would be much more at home in Gold League than it would be in Bronze or Silver. And potentially could, and parts of this could make its way to Platinum. Lifts up. Are we going to repair that when it gets to the height? Look at that. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, Simply Yellow pulls those over, tells the SCVs to repair, trying to build another bunker further forwards to make sure it survives. Unloads the bunker quickly when they come in, and instantly A-moves the SCVs as well. I mean, the control groups are pretty bad. There's clearly no army groups, but 2 barracks, command center. I mean, there's people in Masters with no army groups, right? People in GM with no army groups, so command center is going to actually land back in the right position this time. Mules are dropping. There's a few SCVs idling, but considering the earlier chaos, I mean, this is not bad. Let's fast forward it. I mean, Beta Siege, on the other hand, is going to throw down 2 engineering bays, 2 barracks, a factory, probably a starport, and 3 more barracks, all floating over all at once. So, I mean, this is more Silver League play. Beta Start could easily have dropped a 3rd and probably a 4th command center here, and then gone into all this. Still has enough money for at least 1 more command center, if not 2. But yeah, I mean, this is also pretty good macro for this league. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it and see. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, so that is the worst building placement I've ever seen in my life. Every building is placed. You're meant to go building, 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 build neat rows. Why rows? Because these guys are all blocking each other's add-ons. So Simply Yellow is just giving themselves extra actions. Now, that being said, I've seen Maru place buildings like this when he's in a panicked game. So, I mean, this could be a Platinum League player, struggled to deal with the rush, hung on, and is now just in a little bit of disarray, right? Yeah, these bunkers should really sell by this point. This engineering bay was always placed there, which is just gross. But look at that. 3rd command center goes down, spending money pretty well. Depot has already built here to finish the wall off. The other depot lowered is going to start add-ons. It's definitely, I mean, the fact is we're getting towards bio upgrades, gas and minerals being added. Depots are being added consistently. Not just that, the SCVs are being queued back to minerals. I mean, when was the last time you guys saw someone in Bronze who knows how to use the shift command, right? Yeah, this is almost certainly a Smurf right here. Let's fast forward and kind of, okay, you know, the barracks and the factory are all on the same hotkey. The command center is all added to a control group. These guys, wait, what was that? Oh, Widow Mine drop. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. A Widow Mine drop comes in. So it's sitting there for a while.
SCV ready.
We're watching. Okay, so we're watching from Simply Yellow's camera in real time. The Widow Mines are unloading in the natural. Scrolling around the base, like pretty sloppy macro, but is still doing a lot of things. So Widow Mine goes off, damages the SCVs in the main, only kills 1. Widow Mines are really bad versus Terran because the SCVs don't get 1 shot. It only kills 1 worker and it just damages the rest. Comes in, F2 A moves, scan. Goes back to the natural. A moves back down there. Sending the SCVs back to mining? Maybe.
SCVs are under attack.
Oh my god. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. There is no way someone in Bronze League knows how to shift deselect. Did you guys see that shit? Look at this. Pulls the SCVs away, and look at what he does when he's putting them back on. In a moment. Okay, so watch the bottom right. What happens here is he boxes the SCVs, and then he right-clicks on a gas, deselects 2, right-clicks on another gas, deselects 2, and then right-clicks on the minerals. Watch this. I'm going to slow it right down. Yeah, clicks on the gas. You can see they're all mining off the gas. Deselects 2, clicks on the gas, deselects 2, clicks on the minerals. Oh, that's a super advanced maneuver done with very good mouse accuracy and speed.
SCV ready.
Yeah, this is not. There's no way. The mechanical level is just way too high. The techniques being used. I mean, it is the thing is, let's remember that Simply Yellow is still not a great player, right? Simply Yellow is still not doing anything on the map. Very little scouting. Is basically just building up units, and is trying to do Vibes Bronze to GM, but has also probably gone and left a bunch of games to get down to this MMR to then learn Vibes Bronze to GM without even having their ego on the line.
Upgrade complete.
That's a little sad, mate. Don't be a dirty bastard. That Widow Mine took a long time to clean up, by the way. That was from the previous Widow Mine drop, but check this out. Just macro.
Complete.
Is not making any attacks or anything. It's just like siege tanks at the front. Siege the tanks. Do a scan. Move a tank forward. There's a drop coming in on top of him.
Mineral field.
His units defend that without him actually doing anything. Good for him. Gets another siege up. Okay. So, the double upgrades have been kind of going. Once again, look at that. Are they all queued back? Yeah. So, all in one. So it said, oh, I need depots. Box the mineral line. Built depot, queued back to minerals. That's another really advanced batching thing, which you'd expect someone to at least be in platinum before they do it. You would not expect a bronze, silver. Very rarely would a gold leaguer be doing that. Yeah. That being said, let's get some perspective. Because Beta Star is actually macroing okay here as well. Obviously, it's way down on workers and stuff. But like, okay, Beta Star doesn't know how to use rally points, I think, is what it appears. Because none of these buildings have a rally point. The command centers do, so that's something. The command centers do. But none of the production buildings have rally points. So I'm not sure if it knows how to use rally points. And actually, I think that's part of why the marine attack stalled out early. That probably should have won the game. But let's look at this from Beta Star. Like, so when Beta Star needs to build depots, which will happen in a little bit, how does Beta Star build depots? So we're going to get supply blocked on 148, right? And just does a triple supply drop, but then queues up to it. Oh, actually, check it. Actually, Beta Star uses the same technique. Maybe this is a Silver League thing. Let's check it out. Because people can have different skill sets, right, guys? They can have different skill sets. So... okay, it's going to realize it's supply blocked. Check it out. So we're in real time here. Comes up to the main, drops the supply block, boxes those 3 SCVs, goes Q, SCV, SC, depot. The third depot, for some reason, takes like 5 seconds, and then queues them back to the minerals. So let's compare that to the depots being... I know this is like the strangest thing to be obsessing over, but this sort of thing gives me a bit of insight into how smooth they are with the mechanics, right? And this, I think, this could be the smoking gun. The bloody knife, the... So we're going to see those depots go down in a moment. Boxes, SCVs, build depot, and shift click back on minerals. Maybe slightly faster, but not actually that much faster. So who knows, man? I mean, the other thing we got to remember, so I've been pretty sure Simply Yellow's a Smurf, and I still kind of am. I think what we've got to remember, though, is if you are really lacking in one area that's important, it can kind of take away everything else you're doing. So if you're playing Bio, this is an early to mid-game composition, most of all, unless you're really good at adding lots of tanks or lots of liberators, lots of like big siege units to really make the Bio good in the late game. It's an early to mid-game comp. So how you take fights with it is very important, right? If you just attack into splash damage or derp about or whatever, like it can go really poorly for you. So far, Simply Yellow has done nothing but F2 A move to defend the Widow Mines. The early Marine micro was pretty good, pulling back, using SCVs, that sort of thing, which, I mean, I've seen Platinum players who, they always wait till their army's dead, then they pull workers into the fight. Once again, though, different skill sets for different players. So it looks like Simply Yellow, who has no map presence at all, by the way, nothing out there, no spotters, no turrets on the edges. I mean, I feel like we might get to see just how bad Simply Yellow is if even a single Liberator flew into one of these bases, right? Okay, well, now we get to see a Liberator sieging up actually on a tank. Is building 4 more barracks at once there. 4 more barracks here. I mean, it's all just about adding more production, more money. 85 SCVs. Okay, seize these 2 Liberators. Once again, we F2, we stim, and we attack move. Attack move, attack move. It's actually tracking the army pretty well. I have a Platinum student who's low Platinum who tracks his army much worse than this. He moves over there. He keeps looking at the Liberator. He's not even watching the fight. What's he doing? Oh my god, he didn't even look at the fight. He stared at the Liberator that was hitting his medevacs. Now he keeps scrolling back. Oh, because he's setting his rally point. He's producing. He's not watching the fight at all, but he's queuing up Marines, tanks, and already has 2-2 on the way. So we can see Beta Star never added 2-2 and isn't queuing up during this whole time. It's clearly microing the fight. Simply Yellow is not looking at the fight. So it's definitely some vibes Bronze to GM shit that's happening here. But if you've already done this many of his Bronze to GM things, there's no way you're still in Bronze 1. My only hope is that Simply Yellow basically was like, oh yeah, I'll go to Bronze and then I'll rank up from there, which is a shithead move. You should not be doing this. Unfortunately, some people do think this is okay because they see streamers do a Bronze to GM and they go, cool, I'll just lose 50 games and start in Bronze. That way I can win 40 games in a row and feel really good about myself before I start playing people at my own level. you're a terrible human if you do this. Don't do this, guys. Don't be a piece of shit.
Add-on
Don't be a
complete.
piece of shit. Take the fucking losses. Because the problem is if you do that as well, the moment you start playing people your own level, it's going to be way more demotivating. You're going to lose your calluses, right? Those calluses, they get you used to losing the game. And I mean, Simply Yellow is like way ahead, but still has not shown any good army control or anything. Is just going to... Yep. Look at this. A moves the army around terrain, but just has more army and most importantly, more Marines. Whereas Beta Star's been building too many Marauders in the mix. Good versus Protoss. Not bad versus Zerg, but especially weak in TVT where the Marines just do a lot more damage. Also, Marauders take a lot of damage from Siege Tanks. So, yeah, it looks like Simply Yellow just comes in now and just kind of overwhelms with some A moves. I mean, look at the way the army's being controlled. It's literally shift A moves. The medevacs are just flying ahead of the army. The army not being microed at all is just looking at home and dropping mules. I mean, this is actually bad play. This is like really bad habits as well. So the funny thing is, don't get me wrong, learning to macro rather than obsess and tunnel vision on the wrong things is right. But attacking with a maxed out army you've spent 5-10 minutes building up and then not looking at it is straight up like learning how to become a bad tactical StarCraft player and win just through macro. Like this is legitimately, I am going to overwhelm you by being 17 times your size, and I'm going to use the worst possible techniques to do it. To me, this is barely StarCraft. Don't get me wrong. There's a thing of, okay, I'm just going to focus on macro and do this for a few weeks to improve that skill, and then I'll try to be more well-rounded.
Mineral field
But if you're
completed.
smurfing and you're playing like this, I mean, this just kind of disgusts me. Like, what? Go win the game, dude. And he's like, no, gotta wait till I'm maxed, and then I'll A-move more units. Oh my god. This... hideous. Let me know your thoughts or your defenses for anyone out there in the comment section who thinks Beta Star is wrong, and I'm wrong, and that Simply Yellow is not a Smurfer. I'm sure there's people in Masters League who, kind of like me, look at all the mistakes being made and go, well, this isn't a Smurf. But honestly, I mean, the scaling, just the constant production, the constant adding things, as well as is those little early micro things. It's the knowing how to shift deselect to put back on gas and doing it really quickly. It's the... yeah, there's awkward techniques and awkward building placement being used, but just the amount, the speed of the scrolling and throwing down these command centers all across the map. I mean, there's just mules being thrown down, the big mule hammer. This, to me, absolutely cannot be bronze play. And if you guys think it can, go and watch an actual bronze player. They're hard to find. They're like unicorns because there's so few of them. And you will remind yourself, 90%, I mean, I've cast Florencio games, guys, where he's playing people in Platinum, and they do nothing for like 6 minutes. Literally nothing. Like they barely produce, nothing happens. These guys, there is no way this is bronze level. This is out of this world. So, screw you, Simply Yellow. Don't be a dick. Stop smurfing. Go out there and accept that losses come with the wins. Don't be a dickhead who's trying to win every single game. That's super ridiculous. It's not the point of the game. There's something to be learnt from losses. It's where it pushes you to improve and innovate and have fun. Challenge yourself. This can't be satisfying. Look at this. You're not even looking at your army. You're just smushing 1,000 times more units over your opponent while holding down the SCV and the Marine key. Get out of here. This is ridiculous, mate. This is ridiculous. Beta Star even gives a GG well played. Good on you. I probably wouldn't have gone that far. Thank you guys for watching episode 2 of Smurf Detective. I am pretty damn sure this is a Smurf. The last one I thought wasn't. Guess what? The guy who sent me the replay went and found the guy's account, looked through, sent me a screenshot of the match history, losing 20 games in a row. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So apparently I was wrong. Episode 1, he was actually doing at least a little bit of smurfing. We don't know how much. This game, though, I am 100% going to put my stamp of Smurf on this and say this guy's a dirty piece of crap. Get out of here, Simply Yellow. Get some self-respect and dignity and play on your own account. Don't throw games. Play against people your own skill level. I'll see you guys next time. The next ep of Smurf Detective.